The 3.16 Datamine has just dropped, and we already have every new creature, stats, kits, and resistances ready for you. Here's a full breakdown of everything coming in this update from the awesome data mining team over at GamePress. Data miner Ken tells us that Monkeyondactylus is a unique, cunning resilient. Its ingredients are Monkeydactyl and Ankylodactylus. Stats are HP, 4,500, Attack, 1,650, Speed, 125, Armor, 20%, Crit Chance, 10%, and Crit Damage, 125%. Resistances are Stun Resistance, 100%, Swap Resistance, 100%, Distraction Resistance, 100%, Vulnerability Resistance, 100%, and Armor Reduction Resistance, 50%. The moveset is Side Flap, Steel Vigor, which has a cooldown of 2. It targets the lowest HP opponent. Afflicts for 50% for 2 turns. It also targets the fastest opponent. 50% Distraction for 2 turns, 4 attacks. It also targets lowest HP opponent. 50% Deceleration for 2 turns, 4 attacks, break shields, and rend 50%. It then targets self, heal 33% max HP. Next we have Instant Resilient Rampage, which has a delay of 1, cooldown of 1. It is a priority move. It targets self and cleanses distraction. Targets fastest opponent and remove dodge, cloak, and speed increase. Attack 2x, and imposes 50% vulnerability for 2 turns, 2 attacks. Another new move is Stunning Swarm. It has a cooldown of 2 and targets all opponents. 75% to stun for 1 turn. Also targets highest damage opponent, and reduce armor by 50% for 2 turns, 4 attacks. It then attacks 1.5x. Stunning Swarm also targets self and heals 1x, which is a flock heal. Monkeyondactylus also has Invincible Heal and On Escape Low Tide. The reactive conditions are, if opponent is afflicted, self, at start of turn, increase damage by 25% for 2 turns. Next up is the big one, Mutadon. Data miner Spinebreaker tells us that Rebirth's Mutadon is a unique, cunning fierce. It's a non-hybrid, and we can get the DNA in the Isle of Trials collection. Stats are HP, 4,800, Attack, 1,650, Speed, 129. It has no armor. The crit chance is 5%, and the crit damage is 125%. The resistances are Stun Resistance, 50%, Swap Resistance, 50%, Damage Reduction Resistance, 100%, Damage Over Time Resistance, 50%, and Affliction Resistance, 50%. The moveset is Razor Beak, Cautious Impact, Dazing Flight and Run. Dazing Flight and Run consists of a cooldown of 2. It targets lowest HP opponent, 100% with a chance to inflict daze for 1 turn, and attack 1.75x bypassing dodge. For itself, there's 100% chance to dodge 67% of damage for 2 turns, 4 attacks, and an automatic swap. Next, we have Piercing Cunning Charge. It has a cooldown of 2 and a delay of 1. To self, it cleanses DOT, increase speed by 25% for 2 turns. It targets highest damage opponent and reduces damage by 50% for 1 turn, 2 attacks. Reduce crit chance for 1 turn, 2 attacks. Remove increased crit chance. Remove increased damage. Attack 2x bypassing armor. Swap in Daze is another new ability. It targets the fastest opponent. 100% chance to inflict daze for 2 turns. It targets the highest damage opponent. Reduce damage by 50% for 1 turn, 2 attacks. For self, it's unable to swap for 2 turns. Mutadon also has Blighted Piercing Counter, and the reactive conditions are at start of turn. If opponent is inflicted with daze, the opponent with most positive effects. Nullify all positive effects. Aquiraptor is up next. Data miner Jake tells us it is a unique, cunning resilient. The ingredients are Aquasaurus and Graciloraptor. Stats are HP, 4,200. Attack, 1,350. Speed, 122. It has 20% armor. The crit chance is 10%, and the crit damage is 125%. Resistances are Stun Resistance, 50%, Swap Prevention, Resistance 75%, rend resistance 33%, DOT resistance 100%, deceleration resistance 75%, and armor reduction resistance 50%. The moveset is Dispersed Cunning Strike, Alert Scatter, Alert All Out, Resilient Impact, which is, when secured there is a cooldown of 2. It targets self, cleanses reduced damage, increases damage 15% for 2 turns 4 attacks. It targets highest speed opponent and removes dodge, remove cloak, removes increased speed, imposes vulnerability for 2 turns 1 attack, attacks 0.75x 3 times. When threatened, alert all out. Resilient Impact has a cooldown of 2. It targets self and cleanses reduced damage. Rally heals 1.5x, increases attack 25% for 2 turns 4 attacks. It targets highest damage opponent and attacks 1x bypassing dodge. Critical Decelerating Rampage and Run is another new ability. It has a cooldown of 2 and a delay of 1. Targets lowest HP opponent and reduces speed 50% for 2 turns. Attacks 2x bypassing armor and does an automatic crit. It also targets self and does an automatic swap. Aquiraptor has swap and nullifying dodge and alert momentum on escape. The reactive condition is if at start of turn it is 33% or less HP, it targets itself and shields 50% for 1 turn 2 attacks. Data miner Pickle Rick tells us non-hybrid epic Aerotitan can be found in the Strike event collection. It is another cunning resilient. Stats are HP 4,200, Attack 1,300, Speed 123. It has 10% armor. The crit chance is 25% and the crit damage is 150%. Resistances are Distraction Resistance 100%, DOT Resistance 33%, Deceleration Resistance 50%, and Crit Reduction Resistance of 100%. Aerotitan's moveset consists of Instant Resilient Strike, Aerial Evasion, a new move with a cooldown of 2 and no priority. For self, there is 100% chance to dodge by 67% for 2 turns. Also increased crit chance by 50% for 2 turns, 4 attacks. It targets the fastest opponent and removes dodge, and reduces speed by 50% for 2 turns, 4 attacks. It also imposes vulnerability for 2 turns, 2 attacks. Aerotitan also has Cautious Cunning Rampage and Safe Arrival. Our final creature is Apex Fukuitops. Data miner Illuminato tells us it is a wild card. The ingredients are unique Deinomimus and legendary Fukuimimus. Stats are HP 4,900, Attack 1,650, Speed 131. It has 15% armor. The crit chance is 15%, and the crit damage is 125%. Resistances are Stun Resistance 100%, Rend Resistance 25%, Distraction Resistance 100%, DOT Resistance 100%, Vulnerability Resistance 25%, Deceleration Resistance 75%, Crit Reduction Resistance 100%, and Blight Resistance 50%. The moveset is Shielded Heavy Strike, Healing Formation, which has a cooldown of 2 and is a priority. It cleanses distraction from self. For the team, it heals 1.5x. Cleanses all negative effects. Has a 75% chance to dodge by 67% for 2 turns, 4 attacks. It also increases speed by 30% for 2 turns, 4 attacks. Fukuitops also has the abilities Cheater's Instinct and Group Ripping Impact. Group Ripping Impact has a cooldown of 1. For self, it cleanses vulnerable. It targets all opponents. Bypasses armor. Attacks 1.75x. Reduces damage by 50% for 2 turns, 4 attacks. For self, it devour heals by 60% for 3 turns. This Apex also targets the highest crit chance opponent and reduces crit chance by 100% for 1 turn, 2 attacks. In addition, it targets the opponent with most positive effects and removes increased crit chance, as well as removes increased damage. For the highest HP opponent, it inflicts damage over time to 20% of target's max HP for 3 turns. Fukuitops also has Excited Counter and Fierce Rampage on escape. Thanks for watching the Update 3.16 Datamine. Of course, remember, all of this information is from data mining, and it is not confirmed. Let us know in the comments which creature you're most looking forward to. And if you'd like to support the channel and get access to exclusive perks, we'd love it if you'd consider a membership. Just click the join button to check it out. Stay tuned here at IDGT902 YouTube for everything Jurassic World Alive. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day, guys.